Wow, that's amazing.
Nice
Look
room,
at that
isn't it?
room.
Look at the view.
That's really awesome.
Oh, I'm ready for a beer now, I have to say.
And look at the nice bed.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's great.
that's really perfect to stretch these old bones.
Oh,
on
I
it.
think I need to. Oh.
This is us. You're probably wondering how we got into this situation. Well, the backstory isn't so interesting. The important thing is we're on the other side of the world.
I was in the shower and actually felt really alive and really awake, and then came out to change. Now I feel a bit like, oh, there it is. Good morning. We are officially in Montreal, and we have been in Montreal now for about 1.5 days. But to be honest, the jet lag has been a little bit intense. But what's kind of throwing me is there's this saying that Florian taught me where when you travel to another country, your soul is still in the place that you came from, and it stays there, and you need to wait for your soul to catch up. And that's pretty much how I feel now. The time difference is not really knocking me for six, but I feel discombobulated, and I think it maybe has to do with the fact that I'm very new to this country, and I grew up kind of experiencing a lot of this country through media and through people that I met, and I have a very close friend and a couple of colleagues that are Canadian. And so from the outskirts, I've come to experience a little bit of this country, but firsthand, not really at all. So a day and a half is not long enough to build up a picture and an idea of the real vast, wondrous place that Canada is. But we're going to get a coffee first. Yesterday we woke up, I literally said coffee and you got up.
Coffee? Where's coffee? Where's coffee?
Where's coffee? Did you dip it in the coffee?
Okay.
Because it's like 10 times better if you dip it in the coffee.
When I tell you these were a hit of the holiday, they were an absolute hit, and everything I needed that morning because we were so tired. They're kind of similar to a Scottish scone and maybe also a bit like an American biscuit, although I've never had that. But the outside was so crusty, and then inside it was fluffy, and they had amazing flavors like banana and caraway seed, which I loved. Oh, 10 out of 10, mate. Bam.
Don't you dare steal my taco. Get your hands.
But I could just for the video maybe make a tasting experience.
So, it's been so far in less than 48 hours, excellent selection of food. I just want to focus on this hash brown. Hands down, one of the best hash browns I've ever had in my life. This eggy taco is everything. Lovely egg, feta, Louisiana hot sauce. And what's more, it's not too heavy. Thank you, Chloe. So there we were in glorious Montreal, fed, watered, slightly exhausted, and having already plunged into the St. Lawrence River. But there was a donut shop on my mind, which also happened to be in Mile End, an area of Montreal I really wanted to visit. Hello. So, after a slight nap, and I'm very sleepy, we've headed to Mile End because there is a donut shop. It's very well reviewed that I have saved, and I'm desperate to try them. The quintessential Homer. Oh, it's so good. That's really good. I think that might be one of the best things I've eaten so far. The donut was like air. It was just like a cream puff but without the cream. And the flavours were on point, and I feel as if I've absolutely gorged, but I still would eat another 6 of them. I honestly think the new world, the Americas, nails donuts. Just nails them. Just nails them. I need a drink. What follies we were having. Honestly, London, where I lived for 5 years, makes excellent donuts, but not nearly as good as this. I think it gets an ecstatic orgasmic rating. Yes! This lovely corner of Montreal became a fast favourite for me for the rest of our trip. And we rounded off the evening, filled, sated, a little bit tipsy, watching some awesome skateboarding from some legit, incredibly talented people. It was bliss. So by Saturday, we were still zombies, especially Florian, but waking up early meant we nabbed seats at the best rated cafes. Unfortunately, this place was sadly not as impressive as the reviews. The aircon was so cold and vicious, and the smoothie bowl was like okay, but nothing to write home about. Somehow though, we found some energy and hiked up to the top of Montreal, where you can see the whole of the city from the viewpoint. And it's really worth it. I mean, look at that. And then somehow Florian convinced me to go to Comic-Con, and I'm not the biggest cartoon fan, but I've been watching Blue Eye Samurai this year and I love it so much. I have got the best cameraman, and I'm sleeping with him too.
Really? Who is it?
I have chosen the crunch option, the crunchy fries and everything. It's good, but I don't think it's reaching orgasmic level. The aioli is nice, but it's not the best I've had. The chips have a bit of flavouring, and the burger's really, really good. But there aren't any milkshakes on the menu, and I feel like all of this works so much better with a milkshake. I'm very satisfied, but I'm not like, oh, you know? I promise you my life does not revolve around food. I just love it so much. But that evening we had some of the best Lebanese food I have ever had. And I just didn't film because I was just enjoying it too much. So rolling into the 7th of July, we're getting ready to head to the countryside. But there's just one more snack to be had. Oh, I really wanted to like this place. They're actually on the campus of McGill College and I believe are fully vegan. And starting on a good note, I'd never had macadamia nut milk before and it gave my coffee a whole new dimension. It was so good. And they also had scones, but they were just really bad, kind of like solidified wallpaper paste. So it was our first disappointed day for the holiday. So that was the end to the first chapter of our holiday.
Ah, what is this happening, cars?